back to another photography/video tutorial for beginners. In this video, we're going to learn about picture styles, which are basically adjustable filters on your camera. But technically speaking, they're photo presets for how your camera processes JPEG images or video in camera at the moment of capture. Which means your picture styles, along with your exposure and white balance, will be baked in or a permanent part of your image. So make sure you commit to your settings before you hit record or take that picture. If you're shooting in RAW, then picture styles don't matter because you're going to process the image later anyway. But if you shoot JPEG or you use your camera for video, then make sure you stick around because I'm going to show you where you find picture styles in your camera and then how to customize them to get the look that you want. Chop. To access picture styles on your Canon camera, you just have to go into Menu and then locate the picture style menu. So in video, it's in the third red menu, and then just hit Set and you'll see them come up. If you're on one of the photography modes, just go to the second menu at the very bottom and you'll find picture style as well. And as you can see, there's many different preset options from standard to landscape to faithful and even monochrome, which is black and white. To select and adjust a picture style, hit display on a T3, T5, T6 camera, or hit info on a T3i, T5i, etc. Each picture style has 4 user-defined adjustments available: sharpness, contrast, saturation, and color tone. To adjust any of these settings, just hit set and then use your arrow keys to increase or decrease your values. For sharpness, you could turn it down to flatter, rough complexion, or turn it up to add definition to highly detailed images. For contrast, turning it down will create a muted look or a sense of greater dynamic range, while turning it up will increase the difference between your lights and darks, creating a more dramatic look. As for saturation, when you decrease it, you'll get more of an aged look. And when you increase it, you add more vividness to your image because you're bumping up the colors. And then color tone is simply just a subtle hue shift from magenta on the left to green on the right. The only one that has slightly different adjustment settings is monochrome, which has sharpness and contrast still, but now saturation is changed to filter effect and color tone is changed to toning effect because monochrome has no color. The different filter effects include yellow, orange, red, and green, and the toning effects include sepia, blue, purple, and green. At the bottom of the menu, there's also 3 user-defined options where you can save up to 3 customized picture styles for easy access to specific looks that you can create and store there. I suggest using these for your most commonly used picture style settings instead of adjusting the regular ones. An example might be to set one of them aside to create a flat profile for video. The benefit of using a fairly neutral or flat profile for video is that this allows you greater control over your image in post. This is how people tend to create a more cinematic look. In terms of settings, I'd select neutral, and I'd lower sharpness pretty much all the way down, drop contrast and saturation as much as you feel comfortable with, and then I'd probably leave color tone at 0. Then while image grading, add sharpness, contrast, and saturation back into your image to get the look that you want. But if you don't want to bother with any image grading and want a nice image right out of camera, then your settings will look more like this. Choose standard or faithful, still leave sharpness down a bit, but keep contrast and saturation around 0, or maybe bump them up a bit. And again, just leave color tone where it is. And just so you know, there are a ton of other picture styles that people have created and are available for download. But I'm going to make a separate video on that topic, and I'll link it in the description or in a card up top when it's done. Okay, so that's pretty much all you need to know about picture styles on your Canon camera. So if you got something out of this video or you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and I will catch you next time.